Yo guys, what's going on? It's Sandman here, and welcome to the series Everybody Loves a Top 5, which is I give you a top five list of anything that I think's relevant, to gaming especially, because this channel's always going to be for gaming. So this is going to be Everybody Loves a Top 5. Okay, I'm going to kick it off this week anyway with Sandbox games. My top 5 Sandbox games that have been released on the any console, any console you can think of, I'm going to put it down there. So, yeah, if you guys have got a top 5 for this, leave it down in the comments. I'm really interested to see what you guys think. So, here we go, Everybody loves a top 5. I haven't got the case with me at the moment, but hopefully I'm going to put some gameplay up in the corner somewhere if I can. This is going to be, my number 5 is Grand Theft Auto Vice City. Okay, Grand Theft Auto Vice City, sorry, I can't speak today. Grand Theft Auto Vice City was my favourite GTA of all time. It brought the 80s It brought the 80s into the modern day. On the PlayStation 2 when I had it, especially. And the game kicked ass. It was so good. It was immersive. The characters were good. All the missions were good. There was humour. There was seriousness. There was gore. It was such a really wide variety. The game had so much variety in it that everyone loved it. Everyone loved Vice City, and that's why I think, because GTA 3 was a big revolution in the Grand Theft Auto series, so I think that Vice City pushed it over the edge and made it the best of its kind, of that kind of game, where you run around and killing people, because they made Saints Row, but I don't think it's ever stood up to GTA standards. Saints Row 2 was good, Saints Row 1 not so much, and number 3 not so much, but number 2 was really good, but still, nothing of that kind of sandbox game where you run around as a character doing crimes and all sorts like that, will never stand up to Vice City for me, where it's in the 80s, when you're driving along in your old type cars, on Miami Beach, I think it is. I'm not too sure where it's set, I can't remember, but it's, listen to 80s tunes like Michael Jackson, and stuff when you're on the radio and you think, damn, I'm actually in the 80s and I'm in Miami, It was so cool. So that's my number 5. Okay guys, so my number 4 is going to be, I've got the case, Far Cry 3. Okay, Far Cry 3 is one of the best games I've ever played, personally. I've got it for the 360 and I've got it for the PC. It's so much better on the PC, guys, so if you've got a powerful enough computer, go download it. The graphics are stunning, absolutely stunning. Even on the 360, they're absolutely brilliant. Because on the PC everything looks awesome, so it can be expected. But even on the 360 and PS3, I can still imagine that game to look absolutely beautiful. And yeah, the game's so immersive. The voice acting, for one, from one of the main bad guys. What's he called? It might be Vance. Or Vince. Vass. That's it, Vass. The voice acting from the guy who played Vass was unbelievable. It was it was so believable as a character. You could imagine that guy actually being real, and when you first saw that first cutscene when he's speaking to you, you're like, holy fuck, I am actually in trouble here, I can't get out of this shit, and it immersed you into the, with all how good the actors were in the game, it immersed you into the island, and you thought, shit, I'm actually stuck here, I need somewhere to go, I need help, I need to find my friends, and the game's just unbelievable, If you haven't got it, get it. Far Cry 3 is my number 4. Okay, so my number 3 is going to have to be everyone's favourite sandbox game, Skyrim. Okay, the Elder Scrolls games in the past, Oblivion, right? I didn't play Oblivion, okay? Oblivion was not my type of game. At the time when Oblivion was out, I was still heavily playing Street Fighter, so I didn't really play it. But Oblivion, it was off track for me. And when I played this, Skyrim, it brought it back. The medieval theme, to me, felt right. They did it correct in this game. But the content is there's so much content. You could be sitting here for hours doing some side missions, you'd be sitting there for 18 hours just doing fucking side missions. And I'd be sitting there thinking, fuck, can I get to the main story? You finally get to the main story, and the quest for it is 4 hours long for one tiny bit. and you're like, holy fuck, this is absolutely huge. The scale of the game is massive. The immersive characters in it are awesome. The customization of the character that you make is so good as well. The weapon choices, the places you see, the graphics are amazing, and like it's so much value for one game. Like, this is why I don't understand. Like, a game that's recently come out, like Aliens Colonial Marines, right? That game was the worst game that's been brought out in recent times. Okay, the campaign was 3.5 hours long. 3.5 hours long. Okay, that game got released for 40 quid. This got released for 40 quid, and you're easily getting about 120 hours of gameplay. Easy. If you do all the side missions and the quest, you just try and get this game 100%, it'll easily clock you so many hours, you know. So it's worth the money, it's worth the buy. If you love Sandbox games and you want a game that's going to last you, say if you're short for money and you can only afford to buy one game, and you know you need the game to last you for a while before you can buy another one, Skyrim is the perfect choice. So I'm going to put Skyrim as my number 3. Okay guys, my number 4 is going to be Mass Effect 3, made by EA and BioWare. Is it still EA? It's still EA. I had to check that for a second. Mass Effect 3, well, the Mass Effect series in general have all been amazing games. Like, what they've done is, in the Mass Effect games from 1 till 3, you can continue with the same character that you made in number 1 and continue right the way up to 3 and finish the game in 3. Okay? And the games are all amazing. They're all immersive, you know, with the conversational trees that you do, and excuse me, all the conversational trees that you can do with the other characters, and all of the stories to find out who he was and why he's doing this, and he's always trying to save the planet, even though everyone's against him. And I just love the fact that he's a badass as well. He's a leader of men, and especially number 3, they've scaled it up to 11, so everything's just 10 times bigger. Everything's got 10 times more precision. Everything's just it's just so, it's on a scale, it's so big and so massive that it's just one of the best games ever created, one of the best series anyway, in my eyes, of course, because Mass Effect, like Shepard as my character from number 1 to number 3, has been an amazing journey, and I loved every moment of it. So, another game that's going to give you hours and hours of content. They messed up at one point where they made the ending so bad that they had to make a DLC ending, so they had to do that. But other than that, other than the ending being sucky before you got the DLC ending, like I'm not bothered, because this game gave me so much joy when I played it. I've played all 3 installments, and I've loved all 3 games. So number 2 is the Mass Effect series, not just the game, the series, but especially number 3. Okay, so my number 1 pick of the best Sandbox games of all time for me is going to be Fallout New Vegas and Fallout 3. Okay, the reason why I'm putting Fallout New Vegas and Fallout 3 in there is because they're basically the same game, okay? Like, made by Bethesda, the same people that made Skyrim. I'm going to put them up there as the best Sandbox game that I've ever played anyway, because I just love the world. The world that they put you in is a world that could happen. That literally could happen in real life, you know. There could be a nuclear war and stuff would get blown up, and you could have to survive on nothing, rations, you know. You could have to deal with radioactive shit, we don't know. So it puts you into this world of what could be, you know, and it's very, very chilling. Some of the stuff that you see, you're like, whoa, I don't want this to happen, but you kind of like preparing yourself by playing it. So it's like anything like that did happen, you're like, shit, I played Fallout. But you know, the games are really good. Hours and hours of content, like Skyrim. Bethesda do that really well when they make games, you know. They put so much content in there, so you're gonna get so much value for your money. Like the first bits in New Vegas, it took me 10 hours to get to an early level in the story anyway, because I was doing so much side stuff. Like, it brought me so, like, it's so immersive, the world. You just want to do everything and see everyone, speak to all the characters. They've all got their own personalities, you know, and the game's just so good. Like, it's so much value for money. Like £40 for like a 200-hour game. Come on, dude, it's a no-brainer. What would you rather? Alien Colonial Marines, 3.5 hours, a waste of money and cash in? What a game that they've actually spent time and work on, so you can, you know, spend so much time playing it and get some actual, you know, get it. I can't even speak today, I'm sorry guys, but I'm so like this game when it first came out, the Fallout 3 blew me away. You know, I spent like 400 hours on that game and another 200 on this. And all I can say is that the games are so good. Please go and pick them up. You can get them really cheap now. You can get the New Vegas edition, Game of the Year edition I think it's called, for like 20 quid, which is like 30 something dollars. And you can get like Fallout 3 for so cheap now. You can get that for like £8 or like $16. I don't know the currency exchange, but yeah, dude, go pick this up. This is my number 1 of all time. I hope. Well, this is my everybody loves the top 5, and today was Sandbox games. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave me your top 5 in the comments below, and I'll see you with another top 5 real soon. Peace out, guys.